Hey, good morning, y'all. I know this is a bit earlier than normal. I assume that a lot of you guys are going to be watching this on replay, so I'm just going to jump right in. I don't want to waste a lot of your time. When we look at this race here at New Hampshire, there's a lot of good plays. There's a lot of different builds that you can easily do. You can chase, a lot of Ross Chastain, a lot of Bowman, several guys in the back that I think offer pretty decent upside compared to what we've seen, compared to where they're starting. I need to mute my stream. Sorry. Well, I'm personally going to play Christopher and Truex. I don't know how many lines I'm going to do. I've had a lot of things going on this week, so I'm not really truly invested in building a lot of lines this weekend for the Cup Series race. I have some CS:GO lines, but that's mainly it. I might just do one line and throw it in like the single, like the 12, the 15, all the fours. It's interesting that the four, it's both probably the best paying out contest, not paying out percentage wise the field because I think it's 20% field, but $4 150 max like that's affordable. It scares me to play that just because it's so affordable. I mean, the big guys can't play it, but that's still a lot of people who know what they're doing at a recreational level can do probably pretty well in that four. So honestly, I'm kind of hesitant on wanting to play the four unless I'm doing a lot of lines. I like the $3.20 max. I think that's probably the best contest in general. Anyway, sorry. When we're looking at this race, Christopher Bell and Truex, I love those two guys. I'm going to play Christopher Bell and Truex. When we look at races here at New Hampshire, you typically see the pole sitters. You typically see the guys starting up front, be the control cars, be the guys in charge of just how the race is going. We know that Toyota has been incredibly fast at the short tracks this year. They've been pretty much in control. We've seen Byron, we've seen Harvick, inches away into the top six. We've seen Byron be there. We've seen Larson kind of be there, but for consistency, for what we're expecting. Also, I mean, we have weather in the area. Like this could go into a Monday race. We might get some start today, whatever the case may be. I would just much rather play Truex and Bell and just get over with. I think they have the fastest cars. I think they have the best cars. When we look at the pit stall selection, Christopher Bell has the best pit stall. Truex Jr. is going to be right there. There's absolutely no way Stenhouse is ever going to be in front of Truex, so he's going to have an open pit stall entering. He has an open pit stall exiting. I would not be shocked if we see the 20 and 19 be able to control the race from pit lane, be able to possibly swap the lead if they're not already doing it on track. If Truex gets the lead, I think Truex is the better play. Like I think he has the better speed. I think he's the better car. But when we're looking at how potentially this race is going to play out, we see this race typically go green. We're going to have guys go a lap down. I really don't want to focus on people like Blaney, people like Reddick. That's just me. I'm just purposely not getting that type of build because I'm playing Bell, I'm playing Truex. I like them entering. I like Joe Gibbs entering. I mean, DraftKings clearly in a situation where they think they're the best cars in terms of salary. I'm sure they're the betting favorites and stuff. I don't really bother looking at that, but I'm just sure they're there. When you're building your line with Truex and Bell, what I'm probably going to do today, and I know some of you guys might not like it, some of you guys might, but I will probably play Ty Dillon today. Just because he's starting last, he's in a situation where he can't lose you any. I mean, he has Ty Gibbs behind him, but you know what I mean. He's not gonna lose you positions. He's not gonna hurt you. He can only help you. If anybody blows a tire, if anybody has tire issues, if they have brake issues like the Gateway, Ty Dillon is only gonna help you. I love Ty Gibbs. I don't see a reason to not play Ty Gibbs today. He should have a fantastic car. We know Joe Gibbs is probably having the best equipment for the short tracks for this race. I don't know why you wouldn't play Ty Dillon starting $7,600. If you're paying attention to that lineup, Bell, Truex, Ty Dillon, Gibbs, you could very easily get up to Chastain. You could very easily get up to Bowman. For me, I don't know what I'm going to do specifically between Chastain and Bowman. I think they're both great plays. I think they both easily hit value. It's more so who you can get with your other guy. So if you go like Chastain in this build, like we're riding a lot of speculation here. Harrison Burton, I think he's probably the best value play. I think Harrison Burton is probably the best play in the 5K range, just because he's probably the safest. He probably has the most upside. I'm not going to play Newman. That's just me. So you can get to Harrison Burton. You can also, if you can try and stay out of that range, I mean, Eric Jones really showed us some speed, and he's been, I mean, not who cares, who gives a flying shit about Atlanta in terms of speed. But we've seen Eric Jones and Gregson have more speed as of late. Now, I don't know what that is exactly. I don't know if that was just the fact that we're kind of getting out of the intermediates. We're going and looking at different places. But, like, Eric Jones is in basically an identical situation as he was at Gateway, to where he started 31st, finished 18th. He was $6,300 then. He's $6,400 today. There's a real chance Eric Jones can be the best play in the 6K range. There's a real chance Chris Buescher can be the best play in the 20s today. So in terms of chasing Alex Bowman, in terms of chasing Ross Chastain, you need to make your decision there. I still haven't decided on what I want to do. I might play Jones just to have more guys in the back and have more place differential come through, especially if I'm just seeing Truex and Bell lead this race. Yellows at certain times can obviously change that stuff, but I like leaning on pit lane. I like leaning on practice data. I like leaning on where these guys are qualifying. When we look at lap times, Truex has the best average lap time. I mean, Truex is flying. It's pretty wild how fast Truex is. Bell is right there with him. I mean, we're seeing that nobody, at least in practice, is really touching the Joe Gibbs cars. When I look at practice data, it really makes me like Chris Buescher. It really does. And I'm looking at him late in the race, and I'm not showing this on this stream because I pulled the practice data from AD. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. I'm sure he'll probably watch this later. I was super busy yesterday. I wasn't able to pull it on my own. So typically, if I use his sheet, I just don't show it because that's not fair. Although a lot of people already post this stuff on Twitter anyway. When we look at the other practice stuff, I mean, Chastain's like 13th best on average. But man, I'm really interested in Buescher. And my dilemma is, do I go Buescher or Jones, man? And just based on practice data, I like Buescher more. I really do. I'm hesitant to play. I'm actually really kind of worried about Bowman. Now, we did see a huge discrepancy in terms of qualifying speed, in terms of what group you were in, practice speed in terms of what group you were in. But man, even still, like Bowman's concerning. Almirola's concerning. Hell, even Gregson is concerning in practice. There's a lot of a lot of concerns about a lot of these guys, and that you might end up playing on. And so, in terms of looking good, in terms of practice speed, like I said, Truex looks amazing. Bell looks amazing. I think Chris Buescher can actually get up there. I think I might actually end up going Chris Buescher over Eric Jones. I know Eric Jones just did the same thing at Gateway. But man, I just like Buescher. We got Keselowski starting up front. We know where the RFK cars are. It's not a ton of speculation as it is with the Legacy Motor Club. I like Chastain more than Bowman. We're seeing the Hendrick cars just. I don't know if it could have just been the practice day. I don't know if it could have just been the field is catching up now that we're back to a short track, which the Hendrick cars were never the best at short tracks. They were always playable, and they always need to be considered for the lead. But when you look at the starting grid and where these guys are in practice and stuff, it seems like other teams have caught up and possibly surpassed Hendrick. Because when you look at the practice data for Hendrick, it's just not. I mean, it's certainly a downgrade from what we've seen from them, and so. In terms of Bowman and Chastain, you might want to choose Bowman for the lower price, but I actually really like Chastain today as probably the better place differential play. I think he has more upside. I think he has a chance of being a higher scorer, certainly finishing better. So that's kind of where I'm at. And those are really my approaches. I think the pool is pretty big today, but when it comes down to it, if you aren't doing Bell and Truex, then I mean this you have a lot more freedom in where to go. I'm just speaking personally from how I'm building, how I'm looking at stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Chris Buescher today. Let me see the chat real fast. I know this is pretty fast and stuff, but how you guys doing? Hey, what's going on, Vinny? Atlanta was awesome. That's one of the best trips of my life. I had so much fun at the track. The track was amazing. I had so much fun with my friends. That was one of the best trips of my life. I had so much fun at Atlanta. Good morning, Big, and thank you for asking, Vinny. Good morning, Big. I know there is 21 of you guys here. I know this is like super early on a Sunday. Thank you very much for being here. Let's go ahead and move this here. Let's take a look and kind of go through who I think the actual plays are that you can get to today. I mean, this is a long race, man. There's a high potential for a lot of lap leaders, but like I said, I like Gibbs, I like Chastain. I think Jones is playable. I think Chris Buescher is playable. I don't know if people are going to really be getting here, and specifically if you're playing Bowman and you're paying up for people, I think Buescher makes a lot of sense as a pivot off of Bowman. I really do. I really think that makes a lot of sense, man. So we got these guys here. Who else? Let's highlight these guys first. Where else am I at here? So these are probably my initial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that I would want to try and focus on and stuff. Once we get past that, I mean Harrison Burton, Gregson, Ty Dillon, Kyle Larson. If you're probably not paying up for two guys, if you're not paying up for two front runners, you can very easily get Larson and or Hamlin in that lineup, and that's pretty much probably where I'm at. If you go to like Reddick, if you go to Bubba, Logano, Blaney, these guys are just like, man, I just find it hard to believe that those guys are gonna get the lead heads up racing against Bell and Truex. Like if you like Logano, I think you should take a flyer on Eric Almirola. Man, if you like Blaney, same thing. If you like Reddick, same thing. I feel like these guys are all in the same category of just not being able to get to the lead, and I'd be concerned about that. Chase Briscoe has been horrible. I don't know what the heck is his problem, man. Man, I think that's really about it. I think that's how I'm going to approach this race. I don't want to get too wild. As I said, I'm not making a ton of lines. I might just do one and just enter in a lot of stuff. So I mean that's kind of my approach. I think I'm not even mad at yesterday. I watched the Xfinity Series race, and that's the first time in a long time where I looked at the winning lineup and I didn't even know how to react to it, man. I mean, shout out to the two guys who played it. Man, double punting to get a 3-dominator lineup to where only one guy leads. It clearly had Nemechek. I think it had Allgaier. I think it had Sammy Smith, Kaz Gralla, Patrick, Mason Massey. I don't remember. It was pretty wild. I'm praying the race doesn't go like that today, because that was another day, man. Not just me, a lot of the guys on Discord and stuff. Some using the projection, some just doing their own thing. Just another day to where, fuck, man, we're up all day. We are in the green, making like 4x, 5x, and then they just wrecked at the end. So that's frustrating, man. I'd like to get another green flag race here. I'd like to get another boring green flag race in New Hampshire. That'd be fantastic. What equipment is Custer in? That is the Rick Ware car, baby. Custer's in the 51. Newman is in the 15, man. So Rick Ware Racing is just bigger name, same stuff. Now I will admit we have seen. It's interesting, man. It's really, really interesting when you look at Atlanta. Daytona, Talladega, yes, they lose the draft. I mean, first off, Atlanta's probably the best fucking track on the circuit. We'll talk about that when we get back to it in the spring. Uh, Also at Atlanta, I watched maybe like 12 full-length races, including the 2 at the track. All we would do is just throw on like old Daytona 500s and old Talladega races and stuff. But it races just like bumpy Daytona. You could see the cars handling. You could see that it's much more in a setup. It's phenomenal racing. But the one thing that I really took note of is Rick Ware, Live Fast, even the backmarker Spire cars, they're not losing that draft nearly as much as they used to. They're there. So maybe with them bringing Newman, with them bringing Custer in, we might see Rick Ware slowly. I mean, we've already seen him finish well in general. We've seen Yaley be getting more and more out of him. I'm not even talking about his 8th place finish or his 10th place, whatever it was. But Newman and Custer beating these cars might move them to like a 28th, 27th place finish. We've seen it, recently to where BJ McLeod is able to, run top 32 times. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wicked. So that's something for the future. Probably not anytime here. Probably not Pocono or anything. But I mean, these are the steps that Rick Ware is taking to slowly start finishing, 30th and 29th and 28th without, wild shit happening. And let's see what else we got here. Do I like to? Yeah, I will probably just build with 2 Dominator lineups and stuff. And like I said, I think it's primarily these 2 drivers. And if they speed, if they fuck up or whatever, so be it. I think you need the place differential of either Bowman or Chastain, Burton, Jones, Gregson, Ty Gibbs. I'd lock in Ty Gibbs, just move on. Just remember Kyle Busch going to the rear, so don't play Kyle Busch. I think Myron had steering pump issue. Don't remember. He might be going to the rear. Be sure to check who's going to the rear and stuff like that. But that's pretty much where I'm at. Fast one here. You guys have a fantastic day. If you want to support me, you can join the Patreon. You can send me some money on PayPal if you end up having a good day or if you like the content or anything like that. And I'll see you guys in the preview stuff for Pocono. Also, if you need to contact me, you can use Twitter. If you're in the Discord, you can contact me there. And I will see you guys later. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.